Hey, what's up, guys? So I'm just chilling at the house, and I saw this video, and I was like, huh, it's an interesting topic. So there's this weird concept that says that because you are a professional, only you are qualified to speak on the sport. That's everybody has an opinion on sports, right? But let's keep it to boxing, right? Okay. Things you got to remember about boxing. Anybody can walk in at any point. Right now, if I wanted to, I could walk into the gym where I train at and say, Coach, I want to be a pro. I want to be an amateur with screwed up feet, back injuries, shoulder injuries, and all. I could go in there. I don't know if I'd pass the physical. I don't even know what the physical consists of. But I could go in theory and go in there and be like, hey, I'm going to get my license to fight professionally, right? All right. Anybody can do it. Not anybody can win in it, but anybody can go in and say that they're a pro. I mean, how many guys you sit there and say that they're a pro and they were like 1-7? I mean, hell, there's pros that have fluffed up records, guys that are 45-0, 50-0, and who have you fought, bro? I can name dudes off right now, but I'm not going to because I just don't feel like it. Which brings me to my next point. Just because a dude gets on here and says, I'm undefeated, I have one draw, I'm 5-0, I'm this, I'm that, I'm 10-0, doesn't mean anything. Let me explain that again. It doesn't mean anything. I'm going to tell you why it doesn't mean anything. Because there's a thing called promoters. And promoters do a thing called matchmaking. And these guys will matchmake you with somebody inferior to you if you have a large social media following. Why do you think it's so important for all these fighters to have these massive followings? There's guys here in El Paso that really aren't that good, but they're getting matched well because of their social media influence. Let me say that again. There's guys here in El Paso, Texas that aren't that good. They're not. But they have such a large social media presence that of course they're going to get all the matches that they want. Of course they're going to go 7-0, 10-0, 12-0, 13-0. Of course they are. Let's talk about another thing real quick since we're on the subject. A lot of guys will go to Mexico and fight in Mexico. They just go down there and fight and get some wins, beat some guys up, whatever. Come back, have a great record. There's elite level professional fighters, and I use the term elite. There's variation in that. Right? What that means is they go down there and they get a good record. They beat some guys up. They come over here and they're like, wow, he's 15-0. Let's make him a prospect. But see, this is why it matters for people to follow the sport and understand the game. Don't get caught up in the BS. Okay? Boxing has gatekeepers, fighters. You got to pass one dude before you can move up to the next level. Everybody starts off at 4 rounds, and then you work your way up to 6. Then you work your way up to 8. Then you work your way up to 10 and 12, right? But you have a lot of journeymen out there in boxing making decent money because they're great journeymen and they're great gatekeepers. If you can beat them, yeah, you might have a chance. But you get smoked by one of those guys, hey, good luck. Or as they said in Taken, good luck. Don't get caught up in these social media BS guys, man. And then these amateurs, I'm all for making money. I ain't one to knock the hustle of making money on social media because I'm on here too. But some of these guys are treating their amateur careers like they're pros, and they're not pros yet. I can tell you of a dude right now that for the last 3 years, this dude pops up on my FYP as I have 25 fights and I'm going to go pro soon. I have this many fights and I'm going to go pro soon. Are you ever going to go pro? Are you ever? Now, I've heard other fighters legitimately say, how come you haven't gone pro? And they're like, I just don't have the money for it. That is an honest to God true answer right there. If you don't have the money for it, or you don't feel something's right, just be honest about it. Hey, it is what it is at the end of the day. I'm just a dude that follows the sport. I ain't nothing special. I'm not in there knocking dudes out, all right? I'm just a dude in El Paso, chilling, watching the sport, talking my thing like everybody else, just trying to make my own way in this mug, right? As always, this is Carlos at Let's Talk, the voice of El Paso. Talk to me and I'll talk back. Don't forget to comment. Let me know what y'all think. Comment. Pieces.